Morning, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend and you're ready to rock and roll at the start of a new week. So before we get going, make sure you got something to write with and something to write on. So this week we're going to move away from fractions for a little bit, take a little break. We've been hitting that hard for the past month or so time to relax from that. And we're going to do a little review and extend our learning with volume. Okay, so to start off, let's just review what volume is. When we are finding volume, we are simply looking at the amount that something can hold. Okay, so we find volume of rectangular prisms, so like cubes or boxes, right? If you remember, beginning of the year, we did a lot with Brad's baseballs. Don't worry, Brad is coming back today. Um, so that's how we're going to be using volume. So go ahead and pause your video. I just want you to solve for volume, right? How many cubes are here total? Okay, so hit pause, solve it, and come back. Okay, so we can't have a conversation about how you solve this right now, but I do want to go over a few ways that normally people solve for the total number of cubes. Okay, so the first way is some people might go, all right, I know right here that there are 12 cubes, right? So there's 12 in this row, there's 12 here, there's 12 here, there's 12 here, and there's 12 here. So then when we add all that up, we get 60 total cubes. Okay? So that's one way people do it. Similarly, people go, give me 1 second, I'm just going to move this over just a tiny bit. People go, all right, here I know there's this is a 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that there are 15 cubes here, right, in this row. So there's 15 here in this layer, 15 here in this layer. Ooh. 15 here in this layer, and 15 here in this layer. So when we add these 4 15s up, we would also get 60 total. Okay? So two ways that people normally go about solving this, right? And maybe some of you remembered our volume equation that we learned through Number Corner and through our last unit with volume. So volume, by definition, is length times width times height, right? That is the equation for it. So, and think about it, like a lot of you guys were doing this the way you solved them, right? If this is our length and this is our width, and then this is our height. Now, if we think about length and width, what equation do we use length times width in? Well, we use area, right? So we could do length times width times height, but if you think about the previous two ways you guys just solved this, a lot of you just took the amount in one layer, you took the area and multiplied it by the height, and multiplied it by the number of layers. So we can also use this equation. Volume is base times height. Area is equal to base. Okay? So if we think about this one, this is base. And then your height. Okay? So go ahead, pause your video, and solve for this volume real quick. All right. So if we continue thinking about it the way that you guys were thinking about it, right? So if I think about this is a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 by 7, right? So I know that in one layer, that base is 14. and then the height here is 3. So then I do 14 times 3. And please be careful with your multiplication. If you need to, set up your standard algorithm, okay? I don't know about you guys, but 14 times 3 is not something I know off the top of my head. So I'm going to solve it out. And I end up with 42, okay? Obviously, there are other ways you could do it. However you solved for volume, though, this is what your answer should have been. Does not matter how you did it. It's the same shape. 42 is the correct answer, okay? So for today, you've got a practice sheet to do online. I also want you to go on to Flipgrid, and we kind of talked about it today, but I want you to think about why. Explain why we're able to use that volume equation to solve for volume. Okay, why does that allow us to find the volume? Please remember you have office hours today from 10 to 11. If you have any questions, want to pop in and say hi, anything you got going on. All right. Remember, you can continue to go on Dreambox, play at your leisure. I did see that some of us did our activity on Friday, which was great that we were responsible and got that done. If you didn't, it's still up there. If you didn't finish, it's still up, so go on and finish that up. There is also an optional Star Wars activity because I don't know how many of you know this, but today is May 4th. So they say, May the 4th be with you. Kind of like May the Force be with you. So I put a little Baby Yoda activity up there because who doesn't like Baby Yoda? All right, but that is optional. You do not have to do that, but if you'd like to, go for it. Everyone, I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, please come to office hours, and I will see you later. Adios.